What is good, all of our listeners? Welcome to another episode of Games and Groceries. My name is Adam.
I'm Liz.
And today we're going to be talking about marriage and gaming.
Woo.
We're going to be talking about the benefits of being married and gaming, some of the sacrifices you'll have to make, as well as some of our gaming news that we have not covered this week. I was about to say we covered it this week, but we haven't because we're covering it now. So, Liz, how you doing?
I'm good. I have a Santa Claus hat on.
You do have a Santa Claus hat on. For those of you listening on iTunes or Spotify or Radio Public, we are now filming this for YouTube. So if you want to see our faces, this is my face.
This is my face.
We're just filming this just because. I don't know. It's just something to do, I guess.
Yeah, why not? Maybe we'll get recognized.
Yeah. We are going to go to Long Island Retro Expo.
Yeah.
So I think it's called the Long Island Retro Expo.
You've been saying convention for like 4
I know.
months, so I don't know anymore.
I think it's Expo, but we'll be at the Long Island Retro Expo, and if you're there and you recognize us, just give us a holler. We're friendly people. So
I'm sorry if I act confused.
Yeah.
Because no one knows me, and I'm an introvert and scared of people. So
if you don't see our faces, this is our face. This is my face. That's Liz's face.
I'll probably be wearing this hat.
Most likely.
I'm in love with this hat.
Yeah.
It says it's from Elf. It says, wait.
It says, Santa OMG. I know him.
Yeah. I didn't know the order in which it was written, but yes, it's Santa OMG. I know him.
Yeah.
From Elf. And I love Christmas, so this is my little bit of Christmas all year round.
I'll probably wear my Fallout 76 shirt. So, because that's...
I haven't quite thought of my outfit yet.
Yeah. It's become my favorite shirt. It's so soft. It's so nice. And it's just like the right amount of bagginess. I don't know.
The bagginess.
I don't know. Like, it's like that nice comfort level. But
Maybe I'll wear your Halo shirt.
Okay. That might be too baggy for you. We'll find out.
I'll tie it like I did when in the early 2000s. I tied shirts.
Like
Remember?
one, oh my goodness. Are those in style still?
No, now they're like making a introverted knot type. They don't do it. They like buy shirts with the little knot in it here. It's very strange, but it looks cute.
Yeah.
So I actually considered tying my water park shirt to do that and sewing it that way.
True.
That's really big on me.
I just realized we're not sunburned anymore.
Woo!
We were going to record ourselves last week for video.
We looked like lobsters.
I became the Lizard King this week.
That was disgusting. Let's not talk about that.
So yeah, this is Games and Groceries, the podcast, now YouTube channel. So if you haven't followed us already on Twitter, at Gaming Groceries, and follow us on Instagram as well. We post memes and we'll post behind the scenes pictures. So now you see our faces.
Yeah. And
Boom.
if you somehow find our personal accounts, don't be surprised if I don't add you, because I tend to block people I don't know. So you're probably better off not looking for my personal account.
I don't know about myself. It depends who it is. Anyways.
If I don't know you, I don't add them.
I don't know you. So let's start off like we start off every episode with
Table Talk Topics.
Table Talk Topics. So we get this deck of table topics. This is the travel deck. We were just at like a graduation party, and this was one of the prizes for one of the games. And like, oh, this would be a cool segment.
Yep.
So every week I shuffle the deck just like so. I don't really just do that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't really think you even need to shuffle it. It's not like it's...
It adds that much of tension.
Did you add back in the ones we've already read?
No. I forget where I put those.
You probably put them in the deck.
I probably put them in the deck. No, I think they're over there. I'm pretty sure they're over there.
Okay.
If we pick one, that'll be sick. So, here we are. What is this week's topic?
The question today is, if you could ask anyone for help cleaning your room, who would you ask?
Oh, this is a question for you.
It is, which is it's a very
10 minutes.
it's a very girl-minded question, because if you ever talk to girls, at least in my age group when we were teenagers, the ones who didn't like cleaning their rooms would invite a friend over who would have to clean their room. Like,
Yeah.
I remember, I think it's Elena always asks her cousin, used to always have one of her friends, I want to say it was her cousin or Carrie, but she would always invite them over because Lane's room looked like a bomb hit it.
Yeah.
And so she would always invite someone over to clean her room. Whereas me, I am that friend that cleans the room. So usually I would ask Elena, though, to come over and keep me company.
Yeah. Well,
So-
like, what about somebody famous?
No.
No? Nobody famous?
No, because then I'm not going to get any cleaning done.
You're
Or I
just
would
gonna-
have cleaned before they got there so they don't see my messy room.
That's true. Well,
No, I'd probably just ask Elena.
well, you watch a lot of HGTV.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any, like, famous cleaners or organizers besides Joanna Gaines?
Joanna Gaines is not a cleaner nor organizer. She is a designer.
She designs cleaning.
There's no famous cleaners except for maybe the people who helped the people on Hoarders, but those were more psychologists.
Yeah.
They were psychologists who hired professional organizers. But yes, there are people who like professionally go into people's houses and organize them. That is, if I could make any business of my own, that's what it would be. I would organize people's houses for them.
Yeah. Because you love organization.
I do. I love organizing and cleaning. Like, if anyone has ever come in our house and actually looked at our movies, they will notice that they're
First, they're in genre.
they're alphabetized by genre. So therefore,
So not
action-
just genre, but alphabetized by the genre.
yeah. So actions first, and then comedy, and then drama, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And within the genres, they are alphabetized.
Yeah.
So, and I love doing it. Like, I love when we move into a new house, I'm like, I get to reorganize the movies, and when we organize the records and everything. I love it. I love organizing. One time I was a nanny and they asked me to help their daughter clean up the office and like organize the office. I'm like, yes.
I don't like organizing. I hate it. Well, like when we moved out here,
You did not do anything.
that's what I mean. Like I hated packing. Like the second I got this job in in New York when we moved from Pennsylvania, I'm just like, oh, that I was happy, but I was like, that means I have to pack. And then you love packing. There was one time
No,
you put.
I did not love packing.
Well, there was one time you put all of our DVDs in one box, and you were so proud.
I was, because the whole time, so I'm packing, I got this big box, which I say you shouldn't pack heavy things in big boxes, but in small boxes.
Yeah, but I lift
But
weights.
I
So.
wanted to save time. We didn't have money to be moving,
Mm-hmm.
so we didn't have money to buy a bunch of little boxes. We had money for the big boxes.
Yeah.
So I just shoved everything I could in the big boxes. But the whole time I was packing this big box full of our movies, and we'll have to post a picture of all of our movies on Instagram so they can see how many movies I was packing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to pack onto this big box. It probably came up to like here.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time Adam was like, you're not going to fit all those, babe. Babe, they're not all going to fit in that box. You're going to have a bunch left over. Like, they're not all
I
going
would
to fit. I don't
say
know.
like a good 20 left
Yeah,
over.
like you were so determined that I was not going to fit all of our movies, and you're like, you're going to have a bunch left over. And I put the last one in, and like I had him like grab one. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta get this one. And he's like, out of those items, like the last 3 or 4, he was like, I don't think they're gonna fit. I don't know where you're gonna put them. And I just slid them right in like a little glove. And I'm just like,
This is our dog Floki, by the way. You can see him in the shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, come at me. I'm like, I got them all in the box. I only forgot like a couple of them that we had bought right at like in the middle of me packing.
Yeah.
But really, like the ones that were on the shelf that he said I wasn't going to fit, I all got in the box. So yes, I was very proud because the whole time I had someone telling me I couldn't do it. Don't doubt me.
Oh my goodness.
Now, next time we move in 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
that's probably going to be 2 boxes because we're just going to keep collecting movies. That sounds disgusting.
All right. Dog. So if I could ask anyone, you made a good point that like, what about somebody famous? That's true. If anybody was famous, I wouldn't want them to see my messy clothes.
Like, I don't even want our friends or family. I mean, in our room in general. I guess as an adult, it could be house.
Yeah.
But I
It
clean
could
the
be
house.
house.
I clean
Well-
the house before we go on vacation, let alone someone coming over here.
Well, it says specifically your room, so I'm guessing your bedroom.
Yeah.
My room is the kitchen, though. So help me clean the kitchen.
You would invite me
Probably. Yeah.
because I clean the kitchen.
Because, yeah, like I would say, I was going to say like Todd Howard so that we can talk the next Bethesda game while he cleans my room.
That's weird.
But yeah, I don't know who I would ask because that's the thing is that like it's not really for guys
Yeah.
to I feel like I'm talking really loud.
I feel like you're just really loud.
I'm just a loud human being. So oops, I clipped. Just a really short story. Today in church, I had to give the announcements, and I was just talking so loudly that I didn't know if the microphone was on.
That mic was really sensitive.
It was. No, it wasn't as sensitive. It was like really dull. Like I didn't know if I was.
No, it was really loud.
Oh, really?
It was not you, but the mic in general was very loud for you
Yeah.
and our pastor and the speaker today. It was all loud.
Yeah. But like I felt like my voice was so loud I didn't need a microphone.
Yeah.
But anyways, so
Muted the speaker, so.
that's true. But yeah, so if I could ask anybody, I don't know. Because like guys don't really do that for each other.
Yeah, like the second I
That's
read it, I
weird.
was like, oh my gosh, it's like high school because like girls used to always ask their friend over to clean their room. Like I would ask, like even my little sister, Sarah, I would be like, Sarah, can you just come sit in my room with me?
Yeah.
Like that's what we would always do. Like, can you just come upstairs and sit in my room? Because if I don't have anyone to talk to, I'm not going to get it done. Like that was all. It was just like you needed someone to talk to get you through the cleaning process. Because otherwise you're like up in your room cleaning it all by yourself and everyone, like you don't know this because you're an only child.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're in a family of like 5 or so and you're the only one upstairs cleaning your room while everyone else is like downstairs watching TV on the computer, you feel like you're missing out on things down there.
Yeah.
So when you have someone upstairs with you, you're like, oh, I'm having my own little party up here and I don't care what everyone's doing downstairs.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
Exactly, because you're an only child and you're always in a room by yourself.
I'm an only child with a single mother, so really, yeah.
Mom, can you come sit in my room and talk to me while I clean my room?
Dag, that's sad. I would probably ask my cousin Zach. Like
Yeah.
he's like my brother, and I haven't talked to him in a long time, so I would help him, or I would help him clean his room. He would help me clean mine.
You guys would just end up destroying the room more.
That's what I mean.
I love you both, but
Yeah, I have to talk to
there
him.
would be no cleaning done.
So thank you for Table Talk, which reminded me that I should talk to my cousin Zach. Meh. Or my cousin Tommy, but me and Tommy talk a lot too.
Yeah, you guys talk a lot.
So, but yeah, that was Table Talk topics. We have 2 minutes left, but that's fine.
You don't have to fill a full 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's weird that like the last 2 have been kind of like a yes no or like kind of like a simple answer. Like with table
They're
topics.
all simple answers. Like I said, like I always say, like it's not meant. I don't think it's meant to like just answer this question. It's meant to.
They can't see that shot.
No.
Yeah.
It's meant to start a conversation. So yeah, you can answer the questions, but that led you talking about more things. Like you talked about your cousin, like, oh, I haven't talked to my cousin. Like, it's meant to just kind of create, like, start a conversation for people like me who can end conversations dead in its tracks. When people ask me how my day is, I just say good, and then they seem very disappointed.
Yeah.
So it's more for people who like just need to get the ball rolling on conversations.
That's true.
Or don't know what to talk about,
Yeah.
So.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I can go with that. Because I did not know that. Females, girls.
Oh yeah, we do that. I mean, I don't know if they still do it, but
Women.
when I was younger,
Yeah.
when I was in high school, middle school, that's what we did. You called your friend to come clean your room with you,
So if you have an answer for that, if you're also a female.
or male, if you do it.
See, that's the thing in 2018. I like the term girls is now derogatory.
I don't care.
I know.
Girl, I'm 20, almost
But I feel
25 years
like-
old. Call me a girl. I don't care.
But I feel like calling them also females makes me like a scientist in an alien ship, like, get the females. But the women and who are watching and listening, you can tweet at us your answers. If you could ask anyone for help cleaning your room, who would you ask? Mm-hmm. You know, I can say my dad so I can connect with him. Tweet at us your answers at Gaming Groceries.
Yeah.
But also just follow us on Twitter because I'm always trying to fight with Wombat.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah, me and Wombat.
I should write on the Twitter more.
You should. Fight with Wombat with me.
No, I'm just going to write stuff, and you're just going to be like, when did I write that?
Legit, when we go to Retro, I'm going to find, what is he eating? Is he eating a sponge?
I think he's eating lint.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on.
All right, so Liz is going to walk out of the room.
Loki. Hey.
So, anyways, he's eating lint.
He went all the way to the back and grabbed lint out of the trash can.
So, anyways, but yeah, we're going to be at the Long Island Retro, and I'm going to find Wombat, and me and him are going to, like, make nice. So, he needs to apologize to my face.
Who?
Wombat. From CADcast.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's got
being over dramatic.
I'm not.
You are.
We will start a war. It's time for war.
No.
Anyways, so now that catastrophe, he's never done anything like that on the podcast.
Because usually we close that door and you forgot to close it.
I forgot. I closed the upstairs door though.
Good job.
Thanks.
At least he didn't go upstairs by himself.
So let's talk about our top 3 news of the week. So we went through Table Talk topics. Now it's our top 3 Table Talk topics and top 3 gaming news.
You try too hard.
Table Talk top 3.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. Anyways, so very first one, let's just get this out of the way. Fortnite tutors hired by parents for their kids. Now, I don't know what to think about this. You probably have a more solidified opinion than I do.
I understand because there are big universities who give gaming scholarships now. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Which is weird.
I do think that's weird. To me, gaming is a hobby, but I don't think you need a gaming scholarship.
But isn't that, it's cool at the same time that gaming
is cool. I don't know how to feel about that. But as far as the tutors, I'm just Fortnite, I feel like it's just going to be one of those games that are big for a few years and it's going to go away.
Yeah, I agree. It's just going to be the battle royale genre.
The middle schoolers playing now, it's going to be another big game when they're in high school and trying to get a gaming scholarship. If it was a different game that's
mine was Halo 2.
Yeah, and that's still making things. Whereas, you know what I mean? Something like that. Okay, yeah, sure, get a tutor. I don't understand that either. I don't understand getting a tutor in video games because, I don't know.
The thing that's weird is that they're being hired by their parents. There's always been tutors for video games, but usually you go online, online chat with them. Oops. You online chat with them and they walk you through the game.
Yeah.
But the fact that Fortnite is being
parents are hiring people to come to their house and teach their kid how to play Fortnite. Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
It's just insane.
Now, when I was listening to the CADcast, and as much as I say I am against Wombat, you should listen to the CAD.
Love them.
I love the CADcast. I can't wait to meet them. So they inspired us to do this. So
yeah.
But I was listening to the CADcast, and they were saying that the article was saying, and now I didn't read this part. Maybe it was a different article we were looking at, but that these kids were being bullied and peer pressured because they weren't getting enough Fortnite wins, which me being a youth pastor and I interact with these middle schools, I actually get with that.
I believe it.
I believe that's what I mean. I believe it because we had the Fortnite tournament with our youth. Yeah. And they were just going ham on each other.
Yeah.
And so that's weird that not only are they hired by the parents, but they're being bullied because they don't have enough Fortnite wins.
Yeah. I mean,
what are we looking at?
I was just making sure that I'm as loud as you because I just feel very quiet.
I have the voice of a lion.
Babe. I know, but I'm just making sure that we're being mixed the same level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel I completely understand. This is Fortnite is very big with our middle schoolers and even some of our high schoolers, mostly our middle schoolers. But I completely believe they're being made fun of for not having enough wins, which I do, which is kind of funny because you imagine when we were younger, they talk about cyberbullying. Yeah. And that was when we were in high school and it was really big to be on the internet, and that was everyone's be careful. cyberbullying. Like, don't be making fun of each other on MySpace.
MySpace.
But like that was when cyberbullying became a thing, and now you're thinking of cyberbullying as on gaming consoles, not even not just the kids on Facebook and Snapchat and stuff, but on consoles, because they're talking to each other on there too, and they can see each other's wins and losses, and
Yeah.
this is a whole different genre of cyberbullying.
It's so weird, but that's how big Fortnite is that you can be bullied for your wins, which is...
I kind of think that's pathetic,
Yeah.
but I think that's just me.
Yeah, it's no bueno. Like, I don't know. If you're doing that, just stop, man. Like, just encourage each other.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but I don't know. But I'm on the fence about it because on one thing that's really cool with the parents.
Oh yeah, very supportive.
Yeah, very supportive.
I wouldn't pay for a tutor.
Yeah. But it's only $10 to $20 an hour.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
pretty
what
much...
my parents paid a math and reading tutor for me to
Yeah.
pass school.
That's what I mean. It's just like, I'm so on the fence about this because, and not in a way of like, is it right or wrong? I'm on the fence of like, is it cool or is it sad?
Yeah, because like you have to think
Yeah.
like, all right, so okay, take my tutoring out of the way.
Yeah.
Go with, so if you've ever played recreational sports, like you
Yeah.
joined your rec team for softball or soccer or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
parents pay a deposit that you get back at the end of the season, but parents pay a deposit,
Yeah.
and that, I want to say it was $20. That sounds really low. Even if it's $100 for a whole season, that they
feel
end up
like
getting
$100,
back.
yeah.
So now I'm playing a sport that they are training me how to play this sport and get good at it. So if I play it from age 8, I keep hitting this.
I know.
From age 8 all the way until high school, so I can get a scholarship in college.
Yeah.
It's only $100 a year.
That's true.
Whereas these parents are paying $10 to $20 a week.
An hour.
Or no, an hour.
An hour.
And one of the videos we watched said for about 4 or 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $100 a week right there.
Yeah.
Like,
That's so
you know what I
weird.
mean? Like, so you're comparing it to other things that will definitely get you a scholarship, or things that are more likely to get you a scholarship. You pay $100 for a whole year,
I know.
as opposed to a video game, $100 a week until they're in college.
Yeah.
That's crazy
It's just so...
for a game that's gonna die. Hopefully.
It's definitely going to die. This is another gaming trend, and we can talk about that in another week, gaming trends. Mm-hmm. But like every person I talk to about Fortnite, and they're like, oh man, it's going to be the greatest. So were skateboarding games. Remember how many skateboarding games there were?
Vaguely.
Like-
I was a girly girl, so I don't really.
Well, you
pay
remember
attention.
the old days where everybody skateboarded?
Oh
Everybody
yeah, I
and their
remember
mothers?
when skateboarding was huge. Like even I had skating shoes and I didn't skate. I
Yeah.
just love skating shoes.
But like Tony Hawk came out, the game Skate came out. And then like when Tony Hawk became like
I remember Tony Hawk was huge when we
Yeah.
were little. Like, oh my goodness.
the Tony Hawk games, when they became huge, there were so many copycats. Like there was a Simpsons skateboarding game. There was so many copycats that it just like blew up the market. And so the top 2 games were Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and then later on Skate. I'm really excited for this new game Session, which is an indie game, but it looks pretty cool. It looks like Skate. But anyways, but same thing with Fortnite and PUBG. You know, these are the top 2. They're doing it right. Just leave it alone. But now we're seeing so many copycats of the Battle Royale genre.
I know.
That's just going to be oversaturated. People are going to get sick of it. The next gaming trend is going to come and they're going to forget about Battle Royale.
Yeah. And what game was it that the maker was like, absolutely not, we're not.
Oh, that was from Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
thought
like-
that's funny. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, that's gonna die
says-
and I'm not doing it.
The only BR in Halo Infinite is going to be Battle Rifle.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah.
I like it. He's like, I don't care that it's in right now. He's like, I'm not putting it in my game.
Versus Todd Howard with Fallout 76. He's like, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
no. But yeah. So moving on to our next topic. This is something we're pretty excited about. Life is Strange 2 is coming out in September. Virus and threat protection. Cool. I'm thankful for you, Windows. But a Life is Strange 2 teaser came out this week. And what a teaser it was. And at the end, it said, I wrote it down, all will be revealed August 20th. And I'm like, what do you mean all will be revealed?
Yeah.
I'm guessing like gameplay trailer. I'm guessing. But the game or the teaser, the date said, I believe it was October 28th, 2016. If I remember correctly. I should have wrote that down. I wrote down all will be revealed. Oops. All will be revealed. But I didn't write down the date. But I believe it's October 28th, 2016, which I'm pretty sure Captain Spirit took place in 2014 or 15.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. It might have taken place in 2016. But
it said all will be revealed in August.
Yeah.
August 20th.
So as soon as I watched that teaser, I should have replayed Captain Spirit because...
Yeah, so you knew what year.
Yeah, because I was trying to look at the house. Now, I haven't seen any breakdown videos yet.
Yeah.
But I want to say, like, that's the same neighborhood as Chris. And I want to say, what if that is Chris?
Who, I was going to say, it looked like it was some sort of power. The cop... It was a cop, right?
It was like a
siren. Yeah, so it was like a cop went into the house.
It was like a police camera, yeah.
Yeah. They went into the house or went up to the house. You only see the police camera in the car. So you can't see anything going on over at the house. So you just see him walk that way.
Mm-hmm. That
way.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just hear... And the cop comes flying that way.
And the car flips over.
Yeah, the car flips over and you see like debris like from the house and things like that every single time.
This seems so much like a different vibe than the first Life is Strange. Because the first Life is Strange, there was a storm. There was definitely...
Yeah, it was brewing, but it was still a very mellow game. It was the nice little songs and we're just looking around.
And so did Captain Spirit. Captain Spirit had that same vibe.
We're getting to know our surroundings and re-meeting our friend. Like, it was very mellow.
Mm-hmm. But, like, this teaser and just, like, the whole theme of Life is Strange 2, like, the black backpack that's all rugged and stitching in.
Yeah.
And
I mean, for all we know, that was a clip from, like, the end of the game.
Maybe.
We don't know, but...
But why would they show that? Well, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know where in the game that comes in. We could play most of the game and it'll be mellow.
Yeah, true. It's such a teaser. Like, I want to say it's the biggest teaser I've ever seen, but I've seen some bad teasers.
Yeah.
But this one, it looks like this game is going to be a much different vibe than the first Life is Strange, which I can get with, but I don't know. It looks more like an X-Men type of game, you know?
Maybe.
It looks very dark and brewing and the car flipping over. And if you played Captain Spirit, it's a pretty dark backstory, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I feel like I can spoil it here. If you haven't played Captain Spirit,
shame on you.
Shame on you. It's free. Go play it. But I mean, Chris's mother died in a car accident. That's why he named his arch nemesis Mantroid, because she died in Asteroid and Mansell Street, I believe.
Yeah.
And like she died on that cross street, and that's why he made up this imaginary enemy, Mantroid. His father's an alcoholic who's pretty much abusing him. Oops. Yeah. His life is in shambles, so it is a much darker backstory. But I guess we'll see. All will be revealed August 20th, which is that a Friday? Let me just see what date it is, because we might...
No, that's not a Friday.
No.
Because the 25th
August is it's a Monday, so it's on our usual recording days. That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's a Monday, but so we'll definitely have to cover that.
Yeah.
But we're recording this on a Sunday, which is much more convenient.
It is. We're still exhausted for some reason.
Yeah.
But we're usually not as exhausted.
Yeah.
So we can have a little more energy, which is
Yeah.
also why I have Duncan, because I needed a little more energy.
Right on. I don't need that much energy. I'm never tired. So, our final news story for video games: Mass Effect not dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So Casey Hudson came out and was answering questions about BioWare games. And of course, it was in a blog post, I believe, from BioWare. And, you know, he was addressing the question like, oh, is Mass Effect still on ice? And he's like, no. In fact, Dragon Age and Mass Effect, they're being worked on secret projects into BioWare. And I'm just like, yikes. No. And I know Casey Hudson is a very big believer into Mass Effect.
Yeah, but how can you expect anyone to buy
Mm-hmm.
another Mass Effect game with how they put out Andromeda? Like,
It was so messy.
why would you, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm like, why would you think anyone's gonna buy the next Mass Effect game when this one was terrible? It was terrible.
It was awful. And I was telling you that, like, if it was just called Andromeda, like Mass Effect was not in the name, I would have given it more of a try. But because the Mass Effect name was on it,
Yeah.
in the same way people were disappointed with Fallout 4, I was disappointed with Fallout 4. You know, it was a good game. Fallout 4 is a good game, but a good Fallout game, it's same thing with Mass Effect Andromeda. You know, by the end of all the patches, it's a decent game.
But still, the fact that they put it out in the condition they put it out in.
Yeah, it was
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. So Casey Hudson sounds like they've learned from the mistakes of the first or Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm hoping it's another reboot. I'm hoping that it sounds like they're putting Andromeda like completely out of the radar because they even canceled a DLC that was meant for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Wow.
So it sounds like they're just totally putting it under the rug. They're selling it for $10. Anybody that wants it, they can just have it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm guessing, here's the sad part. They're probably going to put Mass Effect Andromeda for free on either PSN or Xbox Live by 2019.
Yeah.
By February 2019.
That's a pretty good guess.
Because For Honor, the Ubisoft game,
Yeah.
Ubisoft, is going to be free on Xbox this month. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, it was an okay game.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction here that Andromeda is going to be free on either Xbox or PSN by February 2019. Mark my words. Maybe it was already free on PSN and I just missed it. I don't know. So tweet at us at Gaming Groceries. So
I have a bit of news.
oh, what is it?
Oh, I forgot the name of it. We Happy Few is coming out this week.
Oh, yeah. I was like really excited. I was like, what news? Yeah, We Happy Few is coming out. That's coming out this Friday, which is really cool.
Yay! And I get to play it before you.
I know.
You're
This
at work.
work and VBS.
Well, that's all still work.
Ugh.
You work at the church.
Blah.
But I get to play. I don't have work at all on Friday. All I have to do is take care of Pupper and play We Happy Few.
So yeah, next week's episode.
We're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the topic that it's trying to present. You know, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about We Happy Few, what we think about it, as well as table talk topics. Everybody loves table talk topics.
Yep.
Sure, why not? But yeah, we're going to be talking more about that next episode. But yeah, We Happy Few coming out this Friday. I'm really excited for it. I'm actually pretty stoked for it. It looks so good. But so yeah, that brings us to our main topic.
Woo.
So as we all know, Games and Groceries is more of just bringing out games into the real world. You know, asking the questions where we decide like, what are you too old of the game? What kind of messages are games putting out there? And we just like to ask these questions, like to bring video games more to real life and not just a hobby. It's a real, huge lifestyle that affects people's lives,
Yep.
Whether it be good or bad. So this week's topic or question is marriage and gaming. So as many of you know, we are married. This is a ring to prove it. It would be cool if like you didn't have to buy a marriage certificate, you just had to buy a ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, a ring isn't really what proves it.
It proves it.
Just make sure that people know when they try and hit on you that you're taken.
That's true. When we went to Warped Tour, I didn't want to wear my ring because it's made of tungsten. It's made of tungsten, so if I was in the pits and somebody knocked my finger and just broke, like I wouldn't be able to get the ring off. Like we wouldn't be able to cut it. So,
and I didn't want to wear mine because it's tiny, and I wouldn't have noticed it fall off. And it's just not worth it.
So we just drew permanent marker.
We made Sharpie rings, and Adam's sweated off in like an hour.
It sweated off in the first bit. Like, so did my sunscreen, but
whereas mine had to be scrubbed off.
Yeah, but yeah. So many of our listeners know that we're a married couple talking about gaming, and we decided that this week we'll talk about marriage and gaming, and we're just going to talk about both the benefits and the sacrifices you'll make in marriage. So we were actually talking a little bit today about this topic before we got into it. And I was just mentioning to Liz, I'm like, the very first thing we should talk about is like, telling your potential spouse, that you do game, because like they go into these marriages and
not knowing how serious they are.
Yeah. Like, and you were saying like, well, they are engaged.
Yeah. Like I always think, like, I think it's so funny when I'm watching shows and stuff and like, oh, should I tell them this? Or like when you're reading like things you should tell your partner before you get married. And it's like, yeah, they should know that. Like if you're into video game, like how are you engaged or getting married and they don't know your hobbies? Like, how long have you been together that you're getting married and you don't know each other's hobbies? Like, I think that's a ridiculous thing. If you hide it, like, don't hide it. That's just stupid. I'm sorry if you do it, but you're stupid. Like, I just don't understand how you can be marrying someone and not have them know that. Like, from day one, when I was 15, you and I were both like, we're going to be open. Like, we tell each other everything. Yeah. We don't keep, like, we've never kept secrets from each other. I feel like that should just be a general rule in relationships, but it's not, and it's scary.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Liz, I play video games.
Divorce.
Dag. Rest in peace. But yeah, it's like now we have the advantage on that because we dated for 7.5 years before we got married. High school sweethearts. I mean,
yeah, like we've been together since we were basically kids. I wasn't even 16 yet when we started dating. So I mean, we've grown up together. So I do know that like we're a special case in most cases when it comes to relationships, but I don't think I would change that philosophy. No. If I had dated someone else, if for some reason we had broken up and I was married to someone else, like I was like that when I was 15. I was like, oh yeah, that's how I am. Like even when I was 15, like everyone was always like, when at least in TV shows when we were younger, it was like, oh, you don't eat onions on a date because if he kisses you. Yeah. And I love onions. So when I was 15, I was like, listen, I like onions. I don't care. Like I remember I was like I think one of our first dates or the first time we ate together, it was like pizza. I'm like, I like mushroom and onion pizza. Yeah. And I think someone even commented like, wow, you're not hiding anything. I'm like, no. Like if he doesn't like that, that's too bad because I like mushroom and onion. I'm not going to not eat mushroom and onion pizza for the rest of my life in case he wants to kiss me.
In the same way with like video games, don't tell her you like video games or she won't kiss you. No, in the same way, it's just like you don't want to hide the fact that you love video games, like it's your hobby, it's your passion, like because what's the whole point of dating to find your potential spouse?
Yeah, and so if you're hiding something from them, then they don't know who they're actually marrying, and then you're either going to end up miserable because you're not doing what you love, or they're going to be miserable because you hid this from them, and now you're doing that all the time instead of what you used to do. Yeah. Like, because I remember when we first started dating, before I was ever thinking of video games, like, when I hated them, I would come over your house, you would either play video games or play guitar, and I would get so annoyed because I'd be like, hello. And you're just, like, sitting there playing, like, NBA or playing a guitar, and I'm just like, stop. But we were kids and we could talk about that. But like I knew from the get-go, all right, he likes video games and guitar. Like I never bought you video games because I did not know what video games you liked, and therefore I just got your GameStop gift card. Yeah. But I just don't understand why. Anyway.
But no,
make sure your partner knows you like video games because it can be a very time-consuming hobby. And at least if they know, you guys can talk about time constraints and when you should play. Like,
because that's the thing in marriage is that like, gaming does change a bit, but not in a way where everybody thinks, there's benefits to gaming. In fact, one of my friends who's now engaged and getting ready to get married, we were playing Gears online, and he was saying like, oh, I don't know if, this changes, but me and I play video games and my fiance loves to watch me play video games. That's probably going to change the marriage, right? And that's what, well, like, it's a valid point. Like, it's a valid fear because most people think that, like, as soon as you go from dating to marriage, it's like, whoa, a totally different person. And it's true to a sense.
I guess.
Like, it's not.
Like, I do understand that, like, women have certain expectations that after they get married, things will change.
Yeah.
Which.
No, it's just me.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is he eating?
Click.
But I do understand, like, a lot of women do have that idea, like, oh, when we get married, he's gonna grow up.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's the way to think of it. It's like, oh, well, when we get married, he'll grow up. Like, this is fine now, but he'll grow up when we get married. And when we have kids, he'll really stop. Because he's going to want to pay attention to me and our kids.
Yeah. By the way, for any of our listeners, if you ever date a female, I have to stop saying female. If you ever date a woman.
A woman.
If you're dating, guys or girls, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're dating somebody and use the terms of like, oh, soon you'll grow up. If they ever use a term,
if
grow
they ever
up,
imply that you should grow up,
like stop dating, or at least fix it. Like tell them,
or at least confront. Like we that was something that we always also had the philosophy. We're gonna do just a little dating session here instead.
Yeah.
One thing that we always did when it came to that stuff is that we didn't just like break up if we didn't like something. Mm-hmm. We said, listen, you're doing this and it's annoying me or upsetting me, and we still do that. We still go to each other and be like, listen, when you do that kind of hurts my feelings, or that really bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me, but can you please like stop it?
Yeah.
And we do. Like people like just confront them and say, listen, like I like video games. And I really enjoy doing that. So I understand that you think it's childish, but if you don't enjoy that, then maybe we shouldn't be together. Or can we make it a way so that I can still play, but I can just talk about it. Just be open. Just talk about it, people.
Oh, there's a doggy behind me. All right, come on in. Come on. Now he's shy.
He usually jumps behind Adam's chair because he sits so close.
Oh, he's trying. No, he's not. He changed his mind. He doesn't love his papa. Bye, doggy. But anyways, like if your girlfriend or boyfriend, right, is like talking about like, oh, that's a childish thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should tell them. You should communicate.
Yeah.
But I told my friend who was engaged and dear Lord, talk.
Come on.
He gets nervous now. He knows he's on camera.
He doesn't like to come up when you ask him to.
No.
He likes to jump up and scare the crap out of you. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. Like when I see him trying and I'm like, oh, come on. He's like, oh, no. I'm going to do it now that you asked me. I just want to do it. Mm. So now I'll just sit back here until he realizes that that's what he wants to do. He gave up. Okay. But
anyways, so that's one thing. But my friend who's getting engaged or is engaged and getting ready to get married, I just told him, like, no, not necessarily. I mean, in fact, me and my wife, we do a podcast together, and I told him about this podcast. And, there are some things that are going to change, Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think after you date and you go into marriage, I don't think it should be drastically different. I think things should be different. Dog.
It is different because when you get married, you're suddenly living together or you already live together. But, like... Yeah. You're suddenly, I don't know why, but just when you get married, you are expected to change a little. Yeah. I think it's because now we're husband and wife. Life is a little more serious now. Yeah. Like, you went from
you have
dating
responsibilities and bills.
Like, even if you lived together before and you were basically married before, having the title of husband and wife, it sets this more seriousness to your relationship. Like, all right, now we're married. We need to take life serious. We need to be serious. So I think that it's just that seriousness of having those titles that changes the relationship a bit. But no, things about your things in your relationship or your personalities of what you did before should not change that much. Good job.
My monster sent me. But anyways. So let's talk about the sacrifices before we get into the benefits of being married and gaming. Because I think that that's where this conversation is kind of leading, is that, there are some things where it's going to change. Your gaming patterns are going to change, Mm-hmm. Like if I was single, and I had no other responsibilities, Like,
Yeah.
there's just so many games I would just play for hours on end. Oh my goodness, dog.
You're pitiful.
But yeah, like I can't play Skyrim for 8 hours a day. For one, my job would fire me. And two,
Some of these might be just being an adult.
just being an adult, you know? But the other part is like there's another person in his household who's very important to me and needs my attention sometimes.
Or just wants the TV.
Or just wants the TV. And like that's the thing is that some sacrifices do need to be made. Like I can't. Oh, did you hear that on the audio?
I did.
That was our dog. If you heard him.
He does that when he wants attention.
Yeah, that's what my wife does when she wants attention. I'll be playing Forza Horizon. And she'll be like. Anyways, but yeah, like, and the other part is that when you're married and you have other bills to.
I don't know these noises. What do you want?
When you have other bills to pay, you know, you have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
You can't buy as many games as you used to. He is being pathetic today.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. It's just like, I want to buy every game that's coming out this fall, you know?
Yeah.
But we also have other bills to pay. You know, we have date nights to go to.
Yeah.
You know, and if I wouldn't be frugal with or I want to be a good steward with my money.
Yeah.
If I kept buying game after game. But me and Liz know that we have games we want to play.
Yeah.
And, you know.
We just figure out what games are most important for us to play right now.
Yeah.
Like, we were both interested in We Happy Few, so we made a point to buy that. And he knows that I love Sims. So any Sims thing that's out, I get. Just like, you know, big games for him. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So just like big games for you, we buy those. And then when it comes to the other ones, we think like, all right, do we need this now? Is this a good enough game that it'll be on sale soon?
Yeah.
You know, like we kind of go it that way. Like,
Exactly. Like Assassin's Creed
or
Odyssey.
if we have the money, we just buy them all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Depends on how much money is in our bank account at the moment.
Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm probably going to wait till Black Friday or after Christmas sale. Because it's definitely going to be a game that's like on a Black Friday.
You know, never.
Never.
It looks so bad.
I have a feeling it's going to be a sleeper game. I have a feeling that Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks bad, but then reviews are going to come out and they're like, whoa. Like Assassin's Creed Origins was going to look like that. Like they looked like it was okay, but then it turned out to be like this amazing game.
It just doesn't look like they put a lot of thought into it.
I know. I'm thinking the same. But like Forza Horizon 4.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. So like you make a point to say like it goes back into communication, you know? Like saying like Liz, like I'm interested in this game and she gives me her thoughts and we go back and forth.
Yeah.
But because you
like
know,
we said the other day, like when you were talking about Odyssey, you're like, you were like, I don't know if I should buy it. And I said, listen, I don't think it looks very good. Don't waste your money on it right away. Wait until things come out. Because he was like, should I get this? Or what was the other game
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, so you're like, I don't know if I should get Odyssey or Red Dead. And I'm just like, get Red Dead because Odyssey doesn't look that good. Wait a while for it. You can wait until the next time we have money after it comes out.
Yeah.
You know? Get the one that we know is going to be good. The one that you're waiting for even more. Like, because you weren't expecting Odyssey to come out.
No.
Whereas you were expecting Red Dead. You've been excited for Red Dead. I know
I've been excited for Red Dead for like 2 years now.
Exactly. So get the one that you've already excited for, not the one they just kind of pulled out of a hat.
That's true.
At E3, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's how we talk about video games. That's how we decide what he's going to buy because I'm just like, talk about it. Make it part of your everyday conversation with your spouse. Like,
because
half of the conversations we have is about video games.
Yeah, because it's such a...
It's a big part of your life and a part of my life.
Yeah. It's part of your life.
Well, it's not a big part. Netflix, I mean, if anyone's been listening to this since the beginning, they should know I have an obsession with Netflix. Like, my Netflix is your video games. And your video game, and your Netflix is my video games.
Yeah.
Like, we both,
But yeah, that's the thing is, now there are some games, you know, like We Happy Few, Life is Strange 2, Sims.
That we both love.
Yeah. Like Unravel 2.
Yeah.
You know, like these were games that like, for one thing, I don't really think about games like Unravel 2. Like I just say like, hey, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Should we get it? Because it was like what, $20?
I don't remember.
I think it was like $20. And the same thing.
I just remember watching E3 and they're like, and you can get it now. We're like, download it.
Download it. And it was only $20, so I didn't even think about it. Same thing with Cuphead. You know, it was like one of those things.
Yeah, the
like,
ones that are little, you're just like, oh yeah, I bought this today.
Yeah, or like the ones on sale. But like the big AAA games or just the big games coming out.
Yeah.
You know, you just talk about
those.
Yeah, especially in the fall time. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you are going to have to make sacrifices. You are going to have to talk about what games you want to play and how much time it's going to take up. Like there's you know, there's a couple games where I'm like, you know what, I'm just not going to have time for this game. You know. Like, I can't put all of my focus on this one game because I'm going to put all my focus on my wife, you know? But that doesn't mean that, you know, you're just going to stop gaming once you get married. It just means you're going to have to think about what games you want to play, what games you really want to play.
Exactly.
Instead of every game.
And we even talked about this a few months ago in the next level of the relationship when you have kids. You were always saying, like, when we were talking to your mom, you're like, I want to wait to have kids because, you know, I'm never gonna play video games. Like, you had this idea in your head that somehow the wife that has been telling you since the day we got married that I'm not going to make you stop playing video games when we have kids, but you had this image in your head that suddenly I was gonna go from your nice wife who doesn't care that you play video games to this woman who was like, no video games allowed in the house when we had kids. And I'm just like, no, I'm like, you can't play video games. I don't care. If I'm standing there telling you I need your help because the infant is crying and so am I, then I need you to put, like, as long as you're playing something that
I can put pause.
That you can pause.
Yeah. Like Fallout 76 for sure.
Oh yeah. but that's what I mean. Like,
but yeah, and I think I just had that idea is just because I've seen all of these wives and couples. They're just like, oh, my husband needs to grow up. You know, as soon as we have kids, you know, he needs to drop his dreams. And I just saw that. I was just like, I was kind of like my friend who said, like, am I going to have to drop video games once
like
kids come by?
You suddenly thought that, like, your spouse was going to change into the generic wife, mother figure. And I'm just like, no.
In fact,
and people know me, like, I would never say that stuff about you. I would never say, oh, my husband's such a child. Yeah. Like, you're a big man child. But, like, I don't say it in a way where I'm, like, insulting you and your intelligence. Like, I was talking to my one friend because I heard someone say something, like, complain about their husband. I'm just like, I would never talk about my husband in that way. And she's like, no, you wouldn't. She's like, because you're nice. Not that any woman who talked about that is mean, but
no.
Just personally, I would never say that about you. So I don't imagine when we have kids, I'm just going to be like, drop the video games. Like, no. I love the idea of our kid holding a controller that's not on or has batteries, thinking he's playing with his daddy. Like, I love that idea, and I can't wait to take pictures of that.
Instagram.
No. But, like, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I've just seen all those things where it's like the dads are like, oh, you never have time for yourself. And I was like, you don't have time for yourself in the way of, like, when I had time for myself in college.
Oh, no.
You know, I'm even, like, picking up skating again.
Yeah. I mean, if you want time for yourself when you're married or a parent, I mean, you have to carve out that time. You might lose a little sleep, but if you really want it, then it'll be provided for you.
You don't have to, like, totally drop everything.
Yeah, and, like, I know that, like, when we have kids, we're going to go up to them and be like, listen, I need to be by myself for, like, 2 hours. And the other one will respect and be like, okay, me and the kids are going to go out. Yeah. You can stay home, or you can go out and I stay home. Yeah. Like, well, I feel like that's just our thing. We've, like...
It's just teamwork, you know?
Yeah, or, like, if you say, listen, I want to sit down and play this game for, like, an hour. I'm like, okay. The kids will go somewhere else in the house, or...
Exactly.
Something. I'll make sure the kids don't bother you. Like, I just don't think it's that hard.
It's not that hard. Like, I don't know.
Like, it's just like if you're watching a game or working on the car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the kids out there bothering you when you're working on the car.
And that's the thing. It comes down to teamwork, you know?
Exactly.
Like, it comes down to communication, comes down to understanding each other. You know? It comes with teamwork. But that's where we are. It's... Marriage and gaming is really not that hard. You just have to open your mouth.
Exactly.
And just talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think to wrap up everything, we should talk about the benefits of gaming and marriage. You know, we talk about how there are sacrifices, but if you're just open enough to just talk about it, explain to your spouse. Like I was explaining to you why I love Skyrim so much. And I like, that's when you understood, it's not just because I'm avoiding responsibilities. It's just like, I love helping people in Skyrim. It's so awesome. It just has a bit of exploration.
Like, I remember when like I said, when we first started dating, I didn't understand. I didn't like video games. I didn't care for them. I really didn't like that you played them when I was there, which, I mean, I thought was reasonable. But even when, I think it was even after
I was avoiding the devil, his temptations.
What?
The devil.
Where did that come from? Floki.
Boink. Anyways.
But, like, I think it was even after we moved in here, or right before we moved, I had sent you, like, you were wondering why I was so quiet. I was, like, getting annoyed that you were playing video games so much or something. Like, I just didn't feel like watching you play video games. So, I don't know why I started talking about this.
Well, no, it's because...
What did you say that made me start talking?
You have to communicate why you love these video games.
Exactly.
And I never really talked to you about why. I just said, well, it's video games.
Yeah, and after you started talking to me and explaining to me video games, and you were showing me Let's Plays on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. Because, like, the only games you were playing was Skyrim and shooter games.
And NBA.
Like, yeah, and NBA. Like, they weren't games I was interested in watching you play. They were boring. But then Life is Strange came out.
Yeah.
And we were watching Let's Plays, and I was like, oh, video games can have stories. This is so interesting. Like, I used to watch my friend play Assassin's Creed. I used to watch you play Assassin's Creed, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite understand games. It wasn't until after we moved in here and we really started doing things together or something. I don't know what it was. It was just kind of like started doing things together, and you talking to me about games, and like between me actually listening to you talk about video games and you actually telling me about the games other than like, oh, so awesome.
Awesome. Skyrim.
That was when I started getting into it and understanding it, and now I'm into video games. Now we're doing this podcast and I'm actually having something to say about video games, and no one who knew me growing up would ever imagine me having a podcast where I talk about video games with my husband.
Right on.
But yeah, and now we can do that and we can talk about games. And like I said, most of our conversations are about video games. Yeah. But that's because I understand what you're saying. Like, even if it's a game I don't play, I understand what you're talking about, and I have an opinion on it because I play other video games, so I understand where you're coming from. Like, I can hold a conversation about video games. I might not know all the little aspects and history and things like that, but I can hold a conversation about video games and give a valid opinion on them. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's a great benefit of being married and playing video games, especially even if you don't play them together, but being open with your spouse about your love of video games so that they be like, oh, wait, they love them, so I should really actually listen. You know, because when I started listening to what you were saying about video games, that's when I started buying you video games for Christmas. Yeah. Because I'm like, all right, I know he really loves this type of game. Yeah. Like, now I could like go out and be like, you know, he might like this.
Like Dishonored.
Yeah, I was listening and you said like, oh, Dishonored 2 looks interesting, but I never played Dishonored. And like, usually I just tune that out, but I was just like, I'm going to get him Dishonored for Christmas. Yeah.
By the way, Floki went behind the piano.
Whatever.
But, so just closing everything out, I just want to talk a little bit about like what's cool about being married and gaming is that like, there he is. But talking about the recent games that we played together, which was Life is Strange Before the Storm, A Way Out, and Unravel 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about A Way Out. That was fun.
It was, you know?
Until you killed me.
Yeah. But some of the good benefits about just being married, like being a married couple and having a game you can play together is that like it's something just to do together. And it's not just passively watching a movie. You know, you're together playing a mission, thinking through options, you know?
Yeah. Or even like playing the ones together are fun, even though the games that they make for two people to play together in the same room is stressful to me because I'm always like, okay, like I those games stress me out. Yeah. Like even Unraveled stressed me out. I'm like, I can't do this. I was like sweating. But the ones that like we can just watch each other play. Like I love watching the storyline games because I like seeing what you choose and then yelling at you for making the decisions that I would not choose.
True.
But like I like that we can actively be playing something. Like the first time we played Life is Strange, I didn't play because I didn't play video games. But I watched you play, and because you said like, babe, I really want you to sit down and watch me play this and make decisions with me, or like you seem interested in it, like make the decisions with me. And that's what got me into it, because I was like, oh, this is cool. And like we played it together. By me making the decisions with you. And then the next time we played our own separate games and compared the decisions that we made.
Yeah.
You know, and it was really cool to see that. So
it's just an active thing you can do together. You know, a
common interest. Yeah. Just like couples who have a show that they watch together. Like we love Big Brother. Yeah. And it's a show that we watch together every summer. Big Brother. Big Brother. No matter how much we hate the cast when it starts, we always watch it and we love it and we discuss it, and we're very passionate about Big Brother. Yeah. Hashtag Big Brother 20.
I hope Rockstar leaves.
I would love if Rockstar left. Who's HOH? Angela.
Angela, yeah.
Angela's HOH.
Yeah, bye Rockstar. But so it's just a really cool thing you can do with each other. And as long as you explain to your spouse, it doesn't, I'm not even speaking just to the guys, but there's some gamer girls out there where they're dating a guy who isn't that much into gaming.
Not to sound like sexist or anti-feminist or anything, but it's really not hard to find a boyfriend if you're a female gamer. It's just not hard.
I know. I just wanted to be...
You wanted to try to sound like not sexist, but... Yeah. If you're a female gamer.
Is it still recording? I guess.
Maybe.
Who knows? I guess we'll find out on YouTube. So.
If not, this will just be an empty set. It'll just be our logo.
Yeah. It should just be that. But yeah, it's just a really fun thing to do with each other. Yeah. But you have to explain to your spouse. You have to explain to your fiance. Like why this is such a passion for you, you know, and
tell them like, listen, I still plan on enjoying my video games, so I will be having those times where you just want to play, and just explain to them like, I'm still gonna have a portion of my day where I'm gonna play video games. Yeah, just let them know that they still have your attention, because that's all I care about. Like, I don't care if you're playing video games, but when I'm talking to you, just acknowledge me. Yeah. You know, like that's all I ask. Like, don't be into the video game where you're like not paying attention to anything. It's just
acknowledge your conversation.
Acknowledge your surroundings when you're playing video games. And as long as and honestly, I feel like as long as you and your spouse or partner can agree to that, that you can play video games and still acknowledge your surroundings. Like Adam plays video games on our main television in our living room. Yeah. So if he's playing video games, then I'm watching Netflix on my laptop. Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah. You know? Exactly. And we acknowledge each other. Well, I kind of have a hard time acknowledging my surroundings when I'm watching Netflix. Yeah. He needs to literally call my name. Because he said things and he's like, hello. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, you didn't say my name. How am I supposed to know you're talking to me?
To Lizzie.
Yeah. But yeah. So I feel like as long as you explain that you still intend on playing video games after marriage, and you explain that like you will still be paying attention to them and your surroundings and when they're talking to you and when they need you, as long as you explain that you're there for them even when you're playing video games, I don't understand why that would be complicated. But I definitely think you should make sure your potential spouse knows of your love of video games. Yeah. Just like you would tell them your love of anything else. Netflix, TV, carpentry, skateboard, anything.
And explain to them that's not a childish thing and why it's not a childish thing. You know, it's just not that hard, but you need to just build up the courage just to tell them, you know? Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about with marriage and gaming. We might revisit this topic again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, for sure. But we just wanted to give you, I guess, part one of marriage and gaming.
Just many.
Yeah. I should just like title this, just open your mouth. What is it?
Nothing. I'm just looking at things.
Oh. Okay, I thought you saw like a spider.
That's actually pretty likely.
Spider. But yeah, just open your mouth and communicate, man. Like, it doesn't take that much to convince them. Just let them know why. If you're truly passionate about gaming, and I'm not trying to gatekeep here, but if you're truly passionate about games, then you shouldn't have a hard time explaining why you like them.
Exactly.
You know, even if you're dating somebody who's not into video games, they can understand as long as you explain it to them.
And also be open to their wants and needs too. If they say, all right, well, what if we carve out this amount of time? Like, compromise with them.
Yeah.
Like, if they have their reservations, compromise with them. And then you guys might be able to grow it later. Because like I said, I didn't like video games up until like this year.
Yeah.
So
I would say last year.
I was interested in it last year.
Yeah.
But in the recent year and a half.
Yeah.
I've gotten interested, and we've been together for 9 years. So imagine in the past year and a half, 2 years, out of 9, like he it took a while. So sometimes you never know.
You never know.
Like even I know like my one friend who's married to his friend. When we when they were dating, she would go over his house and she would text me like he's playing video games. Like and it's something that it grows. You have to take time. Like you have to be able to understand. So,
but yeah, just keep at it and communicate to your spouse. Communicate to your fiance or your girlfriend or your boyfriend.
Your significant other.
Your significant other. Explain it to your dog. If
like listen, Floki, we just really like video games, and you need to wait to go to the park till we're done.
Right.
He parked park. We just discovered a dog park in our area, and Floki loves it.
He loves.
Like, he honestly thought he was going to the park today, because yesterday I told him we would take him today.
Yeah.
Which we might still have to.
We still have to. Yeah. All right. So I think that about wraps up this week's episode. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Gaming Groceries, and look for us on Instagram, Games and Groceries, all one word.
And we'll try and post a picture of all of our DVDs.
And we'll, yeah. And if you're going to be at the Long Island Retro Expo, we will be there on the Sunday date. That will be August 12th. That's this coming Sunday. So we'll be there. And
we can tweet out we can tweet and Instagram out a picture of what we're wearing that day.
Yeah.
So you can see what to look for.
Exactly. So we would love to meet you. We would love to talk games. I'm going to meet up with Wombat, and I'm going to be like, Wombat, apologize, and he'll be like, no.
Oh my goodness. I feel like if they're featured, no offense, I don't think he'll be like, oh, I need to talk to Adam.
He'll be like, oh, is that Adam from Games and Groceries?
I don't think.
Is that the guy from Games?
I don't think he'll feel as necessary to talk to you as you feel to talk to him.
I'm pretty important.
You are pretty important.
I'm very important.
To me and Jesus.
And Floki.
And your mom.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
That's about it. Dang.
I'm kidding. You're very important to all of our kids at youth group.
So remember to follow us on those platforms. Next week, we're going to be talking about what we think about We Happy Few, as well as the message it's trying to present. It's okay to not be okay.
Yep.
So tune in next week, and we look forward to
possibly talking to you.
Possibly talking to you. So, yeah. See you next week.